This is Janessa, and you're watching PhilippineNews.com.
I'm Laura Callan. I'm the founder and director of the Adoption Museum Project, and I'm also the co-curator of this exhibition, Operation Babylift: Perspectives and Legacies. We co-curated this exhibition with the Presidio Trust, and the impetus for this exhibition is that the Operation Babylift, actually, there's a very key part of that event that happened right here at the Presidio, but it's not really well known. 1,500 of the Vietnamese children who were brought out of Vietnam to the United States during Operation Babylift were processed right here at the Presidio in Harmon Hall, which is a building that is a little bit down the way from this gallery. And the Presidio really wanted to tell this story. It has had a profound impact on everybody who was involved, particularly the adoptees themselves and their families. And as they contemplated creating this exhibition, the Presidio understood that really at the center of this story is a story of adoption, is a story of families and how families are separated and how they're created. And they invited Adoption Museum Project to join them in developing the exhibition. So Adoption Museum Project is using the power of museums to help transform adoption so that all people involved in adoption experience justice and dignity. And we were really, really honored to participate in the development of this exhibition, to really bring an understanding of the complexity of adoption and to integrate those ideas and those voices into this very important exhibition. It's important to understand the story of Babylift in a really complex way. Operation Babylift is a vast story that stretches across countries and involves so many different kinds of people. And it was happening at an incredibly chaotic time in history as the Vietnam War or the American War was coming to an end. And what we were hoping to do is to add a different kind of contribution to the narrative that we tend to hear about Operation Babylift. We really wanted to surface some of what is complex about it. We wanted to surface many different perspectives and points of view, including the parts of Babylift that were controversial and contested. And we felt that in doing this, we would be able to add something unique to the stories that have already been told. And to understand something like Babylift, we felt that you really did need to be able to hold all of that complexity. We also felt it was really important to center the voices of the adoptees themselves. So these were people who were brought to this country as infants, as young children, and they are now adults. They are now in their 40s. And with 40 years elapsed, it felt like it was a really, really good time to invite those adoptees to come and to think with us and to reflect and to share their experiences. And so we really, a lot of the intention behind this exhibition is to place the adoptees' experience at the center and give them a platform from which to speak about their own experience. There are a number of ways that this exhibition relates to the Filipino community. This is a story in some ways about how the United States was holding concepts of race and specifically concepts of Asian communities at the time of Babylift. And what did that mean to welcome and receive these Vietnamese children into the United States and into U.S. homes? So I think there's a lot of very interesting questions and perspectives having to do with that area of race here in the United States. This is also a story about transnational adoption. And while the exhibition focuses on Vietnamese adoptees. There are also Filipino adoptees. In fact, the U.S. government documents that the Filipino adoptees have been adopted into the United States at least since 1976, and that there is a current adoption program where children are adopted out of the Philippines to the United States, and over 3,000 children have been adopted from the Philippines to the United States. So there's, again, a lot of really parallel experiences and ideas for the Filipino community.